So, Kel, 3 points on the road, a scrappy 2-1 win here at Rochester. What do you make of that?
Yeah, delighted with that today, Josh. This is such a hard place to come. And they are a good side. They know how to play their pitch. They're very physical. They're very aerial. I talk about first and second balls a lot. They, in the first half especially, they dominated in terms of like winning first balls, second balls, and they had a period of time where I think they hit the bar and they had balls in our box, and we managed to weather the storm really. And second half I thought we were good. I thought that we said to our wingers, stay wide on a boggy pitch like this. You don't want everyone congesting the middle of the pitch. So we said to our wingers, stay wide. Said to our centre forward and midfield, stay high. Fair play to Timmy. He gets the ball in wide and isolated, and he manages to skip past a couple of players, puts the ball in the box, and obviously Tommy scores the goal to get us 1-0 up. And then delighted for Alfie. Actually, what I will say is, and a shout out to all three of the boys that come on today, Artem, Alfie and Shaq. I thought they were all great. They all implemented the game really well. Shaq managed to get the ball into some areas later in the game that kind of killed the game off, and delighted for Alfie. He's come on, he's been really patient. He's disappointed at the minute because he's a player that we've brought in from step 5, and where we've had a little shift in terms of formation, he's had to kind of sit out, and he's dealt with it so well. He come on the other night against Halls and more or less assisted the third goal. And then he scores our winner today. So really delighted. Obviously we go 2-0 up and concede a late goal. And actually it was squeaky bum time a little bit, because that they could have gone and got another. But Freeman and Johnny and our back line, as a whole, and Sam, we managed to see the game out and defended really well. But absolutely delighted, Josh, with the 3 points.
So another win means we go 5 in a row, 4 on the bounce in the league. What do you make of that? How pleased are you with the squad so far?
Yeah, definitely. I've said it to them a few times recently, and I've had the same kind of picture in my head since I got here. Is that we've got a real group in there. We've got a lot of togetherness. Everyone likes each other. There's not one bad egg in there, and that's how you build something with teams. Like you said, that's 4 wins on the bounce in the league, 11 goals scored, 2 goals conceded, which is brilliant. Obviously we've picked up 12 out of 12, which is also good. And then we're still in the cups. We've still got a semi-final to play. We've still got a quarter-final to play. But yeah, lots of big games coming up. We've got Metrogas in a cup on Tuesday. We then go away to Chesington, and then we've got 2 massive games against Dons and Greenwich. So a big March pending.
So how do you go in? So you mentioned the games there. So how do you go into preparing for those games, considering you just come off the back of a 3-0 win over Halls and 2-1 win here?
Yeah, so I think first and foremost, it's having squad depth is always good. Obviously, we have picked up a few injuries recently. We've had a couple of players that have obviously vacated the club. So it's about keeping things fresh and making sure that everyone's fit and ready to come on and playing a part. And also as well, when you're going through periods like this, don't change too much. We're playing a certain way and it's working. Sometimes you've got to play scrappy, sometimes you can play football, and Wednesday was a massive contrast to today in terms of conditions, and I felt that we've really mixed it up really well, and I couldn't be prouder of the boys, and hopefully positive things to come.
So going back to the statistic of goals, we've scored I think around 20 goals in our last 7 games. As you said, when you came in, you wanted to try and score goals and get different individual scoring, so you must be pleased with that stat.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably say that every week for the last 7 games, you've probably had... I don't think anyone scored 2 goals. I think there might have been a goal scorer per goal. So, it's really good to see that everyone's chipping in. It's nice to see our strikers scoring consistently. It's nice to see our wingers chipping in. It's nice to see our midfielders coming in and scoring goals like Alfie did today. So, yeah, as a whole at the minute, couldn't be more pleased. However, we know that if we don't keep the tempo up that we're playing with, and we don't keep the concentration levels and the discipline, that it can all change like that. So still very far to go in the league, but very happy as things stand.
Perfect.
Cheers mate.